Britain, the land of hope and glory. Or is it the land of the refugees? The migrant crisis. Asylum seekers are taking over. Britain is just too small. Can Britain really take this many refugees? And what is an asylum seeker anyway?
I'm off to a primary school now to see what kids there know about asylum seekers and refugees.
The place is getting destroyed, so they go to a different country.
Is it like a person who comes from a different country but like who wants to live in England?
Somebody who needs to seek refuge in our country for like some money for the family.
Asylum seekers are people who are forced out of their homes due to war and persecution and need to find somewhere new to live. When you find somewhere safe to live, you have to apply for refuge. Once that refuge is accepted, you become a refugee. Justice First is a charity that helps refugees and asylum seekers.
If you had quite a high profile in your country and there's media coverage of some persecution from the government, then obviously you've got a much stronger case. So it could be for political grounds because you've been active against the government. It could be because of your religion, doesn't fit in with the state religion. It could be because of your nationality or your ethnicity, really, that you're being persecuted. It's a completely separate system that you apply to. It's equivalent at the moment to about 50% of income support, which is a very small amount of money each week. It's about £37 a week people get.
We want our country back! One more time!
The UK Independence Party wants Britain to leave the EU in order to make it harder to move here.
The big problem, and one of the things that UKIP's concerned about, is the actual cost. We can't afford to take everybody from around the world. If we don't know how many people are going to be here next year or next month, how can you plan for how many doctors you need, how many teachers you need, how many school places? I don't believe that you should be entitled to everything that people that have paid into the system and worked hard for many years.
So is it okay to turn refugees away?
Lots of people need help, not just people from the same country, people all around the world.
Like, just think about living somewhere with no food and like less houses and just seeing people getting hurt. So then I think they should just go through an experience and then feel how it is.
If you imagine yourself in that problem, you would want you'd want someone to help you.
We should treat everybody equally.
Yeah. Sometimes we commit the war, so they should be able to live in our country because we made war to destroy their homes.
Syra lived in Libya. When war broke out, her family was forced to leave everything they had behind to find somewhere new to live. For her safety, she couldn't be filmed.
I lived in my granddad's farm in Tripoli. When the war had started, many families had moved away. Hatred had taken over the beautiful country my home once was. Home should be a place of safety, but I guess my home has changed. I heard several distant gunshots. A chill went down my spine. I had heard gunshots and bombs before, but I was always inside, and they were never close, not like this time. Behind me I heard desperate footsteps. Just then more bullets were fired. When would this terror end? A few days later, I woke to an uneasy feeling. I crept down the stairs to where Mother sat. I'd never seen her cry before. The building that had sheltered my cousins was no longer, and my family had been snatched from my heart. At dinner, my father told us we were leaving by boat in the morning. I sat on my bed for the last ever time. I didn't want it to be true. Half of me was hopeful, but the other was frightened. I wondered what Britain would be like. Would I have friends to play with? Would I understand anyone? Would England be like Libya? But amongst all my concern, there was hope. Happiness was in my reach.
Once refugees have left their homes, they face a long and often difficult journey to find a new place to settle.
When I was 17, my dad wanted to kill me. He wanted me to marry a much older man, but I was in love with a boy my own age. If I didn't marry, I would die, and so I had to run away from Iran. I got married to the boy I loved and soon had a child. We walked for 5 days to get to Turkey. We would have to eat leaves from the ground to survive. A kind man took us in his car to the Greek border. We had fake passports. It is wrong, but we had no choice. The police found out and beat my husband. For 3 days he was locked away and we slept outside. We left Greece by boat. It was very dangerous, but we were desperate. We reached shore during the night and climbed into the back of a lorry. Without a passport or money, what else could we do? Lorry after lorry. One was very cold like a fridge. We were in it for so long my son got very ill and weak. We had to find safety. Calais was full of men running from war. There was only one family apart from us. My husband was tired. My son was weak. A man took pity on my family. He helped us into the back of another lorry, this time heading for England. We risked our lives, but we are safe now. I love England and my dad will never find us here.
After what can be a difficult journey and a long wait for acceptance, refugees can finally make themselves at home. Teesside, a small area in the northeast with nearly 2,000 refugees and asylum seekers living there. Local team Middlesbrough recently got promoted to the Premier League, but there's a bright future ahead for another team in the area. Justice FC, a team created by a refugee for refugees.
When you are a refugee and you have nothing to do, time doesn't go fast. Everything feels hard for you. Because those who were lonely and frustrated and they were like no family, without family. Now they found a new family which are their friends and they live together, they play together and they enjoy the game.
Football, the most universally spoken language. The Justice First tournament helps refugees make friends with other migrants and with local people too.
You have some people that, never met anyone from the Congo before. They've never and probably will never be in a situation to, and probably have preconceived ideas of people from Africa, people from different countries and stuff. And I think it's been brilliant because it just breaks down the barriers where you're starting to talk and interests and to be fair, a lot of people helping each other out.
I am in a foster parent because, big problem happened in my country. So I got new family here now, and I got new brothers, new mom and new dad. And I came here and I joined Vistim. Basically, if I play for Vistim, it's like I'm at home. Like I made a new friend from all over the place because that team is about 18 nationalities. We got a lot of English players, very support us and help us as well, and basically now I'm Boro fan as well. So Tisa is my home, and I wish to stay forever.
From refugees to local politicians, the first women's team to the youngest budding players, everyone is welcome. Bright skies shone down on the final, the force against justice. Cleveland police took on the refugees. Though the officers lifted the cup, true justice prevailed. A community united. So what are asylum seekers and refugees? Well, the answer is simple.